told the story of the rise of five.
This is where it happens. Let's do this.
Play the game the right way, it fixes everything.
Get that out of here.
This is the moment. You gonna run away from it, or you gonna step up and take it? I get buckets.
Alright guys, so I went ahead and I checked out one of the newest releases of the week, and that movie is Uncle Drew. So let's move on to the review. So Uncle Drew is an hour and a half extended Pepsi commercial. Those of you guys who don't know, Uncle Drew comes from a series of very popular Pepsi TV commercials, and that's where this character kind of originated from, and now he has his own movie. Basically, we come across a very struggled man who ends up losing his girlfriend and his old basketball team. So now he must put a new team together, where he comes across Uncle Drew, who he might be old, but he's very good on basketball, and he gets his team, he convinces Uncle Drew to get him and his team back on the court so he could help this guy basically beat his old and his rival team. So Uncle Drew, I believe, is the very first movie for, to be based off a series of popular TV ads, or at least the character from a series of TV ads. I mean, it's not like you're going to be seeing not TV commercials, but movies for Flo from Progressive or the Geico insurance, Gecko. It's not like you're going to see that. I mean, it's just kind of weird that Uncle Drew kind of is the thing, and it's a movie. And Pepsi has a production credit in this movie. In the beginning of the movie, one of the first things you see is a Pepsi production. I was like, oh, Pepsi is actually making this movie. It was just odd to me. But Kyrie Irving brings as much energy and charisma to this character of Uncle Drew in this movie as he did in the TV commercials. I thought he really did really good carrying this character throughout the movie. And it's not only just Uncle Drew that carries this movie. His whole team of friends, which we're going to talk about in just a second, also carry this movie. And what I really like about this movie is that everyone from Uncle Drew's team, everyone in that team is played by a basketball player, an actual NBA basketball player. I mean, we got players like Nate Robinson, Chris Webber, Shaquille O'Neal, who I think is, I didn't think he would have a role like big in the movie, but he was definitely really good in this movie as well. And they're all in the same exact team, and they all bring a good level of charisma and energy, and surprisingly a good level of heart to this movie. Other cast members we have in this movie is Lil Ray Howery and Tiffany Haddish, who both of them actually play, they're both a couple in the TV series, or in the TV show, The Carmichael Show, which if you guys haven't seen that show, I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite TV shows. And they're both a couple in this movie as well. Of course, they end up splitting for the sake of the story. But I really like Lil Ray Howery. I think he's a pretty good comedian. He's really funny. He's really funny in this movie as well. He was also in Get Out. He was that police officer, and he also had a really good role in that movie, and he was also pretty funny in that movie. So basically, you get that character in this movie, except for basically the whole length of the movie. And Tiffany Haddish, I'm not saying that she's annoying, although sometimes she could be a little bit too much. I don't know, Tiffany Haddish is just in every movie ever since her success with Girls Trip last year. But she was good in that movie, but it doesn't mean that I want to see her in every single movie. So I hope they just stop casting her in too much stuff before she officially gets on my nerves. But I thought she was okay in this movie. Nick Kroll is also in this movie. He's the coach to the rival team, and he could be pretty entertaining in this movie as well. The story in this movie is sort of your typical generic, oh, we have to win this competition story. It's cliche, and it has its predictable moments. And also the structure of this movie is where it kind of has a hard time as well. But at the same time, this movie is having fun with itself and with all these characters, that at the same time, you're also having fun. Which is a good thing for the pacing as well, because then the movie doesn't even feel slow. Uncle Drew delivers some of the best comedy I've seen this year. This is the second hardest and the second most I've laughed in a theater all this year. Of course, the first being Blockers. Still the most I laughed at the theater this year. But Uncle Drew comes to a close. It comes pretty close. I thought that the jokes in this movie never really run too long, or nor does it really feel all that raunchy. Because if you think about it, almost every comedy that has been coming out in the past few months have all been rated R. And of course, Blockers is rated R, and that took its raunchiness to a whole nother level. But Uncle Drew, the funny thing about it, it's not even rated R, it's not even all that raunchy, yet it could still be funny. So I just find that really impressive for a PG-13 comedy to actually make me laugh this hard. And like I mentioned, this movie has a good amount of heart and a very positive message. Even though, yes, the beginning of the movie felt more like a made-for-TV movie, and it felt a bit slow as well. My cousin even told me that she was kind of getting bored in the beginning, but after Uncle Drew came into the screen, she and both me and her started having a lot of fun with that movie, and that's why I really ended up really enjoying and really liking this movie. You know, you're in for a good treat with Uncle Drew. I think I wouldn't say it's some of the most fun that I had in the theater, but I would say it's definitely some of the most entertained I've been watching a movie all this year. Of course, it has those basketball scenes that, of course, will probably satisfy those of you guys who love basketball. I know a lot of people in my audience were clapping and cheering during the basketball scenes as if it was some type of Marvel movie. But overall, I'm impressed with Uncle Drew. It's not a perfect movie, no, not at all. But I had a very good time with it, and you know, I think that it's actually a pretty good movie as well. Uncle Drew is a movie that I would recommend on matinee or on a discount day, and I'm gonna give Uncle Drew a B. Anyways, guys, yeah, if you guys seen this movie, tell me what you guys thought about it in the comment section down below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.